Welcome back to Scavenger Workshop. Right now I am going to show you guys how to assemble your lightsaber mount. Okay, so when you order from the water jet company, it's going to come with these two plates here and a handful of plates like these. These are your different brackets to hold your sabers. There's two different sizes. If you guys find that you need a custom size, let me know and I can make an additional pack that you guys can order, because ordering these little plates by themselves, it's fairly cheap. It's like 20 bucks or so, right? So you guys just let me know. So the first thing you're going to want to do is, as you can see with this one here, I've got my orbital sander and I've frosted this top plate. That's because for this one, I wanted the inside plate to be shiny and reflective and the top plate to be frosted. Now, if you plan on painting these different colors, like the back one, you want to do the same thing. You want to get your orbital sander and get a good finish that the paint would adhere to. So, step one, let's put this plate aside for now, and we're gonna get your back plate here, right? Now you're gonna notice there's 8 holes. The inner holes are gonna be used for mounting it to the wall. You don't have to do all 4. You can choose to do just 2 diagonal ones. That should be sufficient to hold your lightsaber. But what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna order these type of anchors here. I mean, you can use the ones with the little push-in plastic things, but if your saber falls, that's not on me. These right here will prevent it from coming out. So just keep that in mind when you're ordering your mounts. So what you're gonna do is, when you order your hardware from the links, or you can get them from Amazon. That's why I put the full name of each one of these types of screws here. If you want to order smaller quantities, you don't have to order them from McMaster-Carr, because I know with some of these things, like the screws, they sell them in packs of 50. But if you do order them from McMaster-Carr, just keep in mind, we tend to reuse all of the same hardware for all the Scavenger parts, so that way, you know, if you have extras, you're gonna use them eventually. Okay, so you want to take your countersink drill bit. This is another thing you're gonna want to get from the hardware store, because you're gonna use this a lot in the designs that we do at Scavenger Workshop, because we like everything to be flush and clean looking. So on the back of your plate, you're gonna want to take your countersink drill bit, and you're gonna want to countersink all 4 of these outer holes. So we're gonna go ahead and countersink each one. You're gonna take your screw, and you want to do it until these screws are flush, right? So just go ahead and keep doing it until they feel pretty much flush. All right, that one feels good. You want to put some on these right here in particular. You want to put some Loctite. That's this stuff here. I'm not going to do it for this because I'm going to take it back apart, but you want to do this on these back ones especially, because you want to make sure these are going to be permanently affixed. You don't need to do anything to these afterwards, right? And you want to make sure they stay lined up in a specific manner. There's that. And finally, there's that. So with them set in a specific position, you may have printed some of these spacers for the LEDs. or I'm gonna come up with one without these little hooks if you just want just a spacer by itself because you don't want to put lights behind it. But this is where the alignment is important, because you want to, this hex needs to be set at a certain angle. So you want to drop these in beforehand. Okay. And you'll notice that there's going to be one that's going to be off, and that's the one where your wire is going to come through. So right, your wire is going to come through at the bottom for that particular one. Okay, once you have it in here, you go in from the back and tighten up the hexes, right, and then make little micro adjustments to the plastic. What you're going to want to do is, as well as you're going to want to drop some glue when you're doing your final assembly in these little spots here. If you use in the 4-piece, I'm going to create a 1-piece for those people that have the bigger printers, so you can just print it as one solid piece. But if you got if you're doing the one with the 4 pieces, get your glue and glue these sections in there, so that way they stay straight and solid, right? Okay, so at this point we're ready for the top plate. So what you're going to want to do for the top plate is, once again, you're going to want to countersink these holes here. So let's move that aside. It's great. Let's look at our hooks. Now, part of your hardware that you're going to purchase is going to have these little screws. These little screws fit in this little slot here. You also have a hole here and this little notch here. This is for the optional bungee. The bungee would go through here, right? Goes around here, tucks in this other side, right? And then you knot it. Okay? So the bungee, you want to make sure you get a lighter and you do these ends. The bungee is only needed if you have a lightsaber where the blade is heavier than the base, so that way it doesn't tip. A lot of the new lightsabers, you can take the blade off. I like to display mine without the blades, so it looks all compact and clean. But if you want the blade to extend past the mount plate, you can leave the blade on there. And like I said, there's different sizes of these mounts, in case one portion of your blade is slightly thicker than the other portion of your hilt, rather, so that way you can make adjustments to level it out. So in the future, like I said, if you guys need additional sizes, just let me know. I can make another pack. So once you have the screw in here, these are going to drop in to your little slots on the side here, like this, right? And then once in there, you go to the back, and then what you're going to do is you're going to countersink again right where that screw is, right? And it's going to look something like that, right? And then you can drop that other screw that comes with your hardware in there, and you can tighten that sucker down, and that's going to prevent these hooks from coming off, right? You want to make sure you're countersinking enough so it's flush, right? So I need to go a little deeper here, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. So once it's on there, you'll see it's not going anywhere. So once you have this portion mounted on the wall, at this point you can drop your plate on it, like so. Of course, if you've installed your inner LED, you know, you want to do that while it's hanging on the wall, right? So we may be able to find in the future some better LED kits. The one I found, it has specific locations that you have to trim, and also the cord, the box where it has the infrared to change the light colors a little close to the thing. So it's okay. I just think we might be able to find a better one out there. So you guys keep your eyes open in case you find something that fits better for what we need. Okay, and that right there, that's pretty much it to assembling your kit. It's pretty straightforward, simple kit. If you guys want other kits in the future for other things, just let me know. I can design those for you guys, but that's it. That is what it looks like, is right there. It's got your 4 little hooks, holds that thing together. Looks pretty slick. Kind of like this design with the frosted front and the shiny back, the way it kind of glimmers, and especially if you put LEDs and stuff behind it, it'll look really sexy. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. Thank you guys for inspiring us and being a part of our community. We're gonna continue to build great things for you guys. And I encourage you guys to take any of our designs and reconfigure them or redesign them however you want, and repost them for people to build upon. All right, you guys have a wonderful day.